I am currently on a mission to complete my Otis Autotronic panel. In this video, I'm going to be working on the upper half of the panel and building and designing my own microcontroller system. In the last video, I worked on the bottom half of the panel, so be sure to check out that video if you haven't already. So here is the upper half of the panel, and this is what's going to be worked on today. I'm going to have to replace all those bulbs with LEDs, so that's going to take a lot of time. But the controller will be made of 5 Arduinos and a power supply, and I got 100 warm white LEDs to put into each of those lamp holders. So I removed all the bulbs and the corresponding shields for each of the lamps, and this is what it looks like with no bulbs in it. And this whole thing comes out of the box, and there's a ton of wires on the back. So before I get into the build process of this panel, I want to go over a little bit of the back end and what actually I had to do to make this thing work. There were a few issues I had to take into consideration when designing the controller for this. The first main thing to pay attention to are the two halves. So I've drawn out the upper half and the lower half here. Now the upper half is where all the indicators are, and the lower half is where I'm going to put the controller because the user needs to be able to control the system somehow. So down here on the lower side, we're going to have the main controller. Then on the upper half, there are 4 individual cars. And I wanted each car to be able to run independently of each other. So that meant we needed 4 Arduinos. So car controllers, we've got 4 Arduinos with our main controller. So the next issue was communication between these two controllers. And I also need to make sure there weren't too many wires running between the two parts in case I ever need to take it apart. So my thought was I'll use a serial communication system similar to CE's indicator system, where there's only 3 wires that go from the main controller to the Arduinos. So there's 2 wires for power and then 1 wire for data. So the main controller can just be spitting out commands down this data wire, and each of these cars can pick up the data and process it, and if it's the data for that car, so if I'm telling, hey, car 1, go to 10, it will decode that and say, okay, I'm going to 10. So this is the basic idea of what I'm doing for this project and why we need so many Arduinos. So with that, let's go ahead and get started with building this. So here we have the first car all hooked up and ready to be tested. Now I am missing 1 LED up here. We'll add this in later once I add in the wire. So that will wait for just a minute. So there is 1 missing here, but this will be on by default. I haven't wired this up yet, but these are your arrows and then these are all the floors. So this Arduino's job is only to control this car. So it's not going to do anything until it receives data on the serial line. And I don't have that hooked up just yet to our controller, so we'll be using the computer to simulate some commands to this system. So if we want to send car A to, let's say, floor 12, we're going to hit A and then Q, which is for 12, hit enter, and you'll see we have our up arrow come on, and the floors are sequencing all the way up to 12. And there it is at 12. So we're going to send this back down to the basement. I'm going to hit AE, which is going to send a down call. And you can see it's already on its way down. Now obviously the timings and everything will be readjusted in the future. This is just for testing purposes. And you can see here by with the test, and it's working just fine. So what I've done here is I've made it where if I touch this in a very special way onto a certain pin, we will randomly send these cars to different floors. For an example, I will tap this, And you can see here that cars 2 and 4 were dispatched, and car 3 actually was the random number, was actually the first floor. So this one you can see went up to, this is B1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this one went up to 7. However, if we send another command in this time, so hit that, you see that all of them now are starting to move. And we can see this a bit better once I put this cover on. So I'll put this on and just show you kind of what it looks like. I got to put these little covers in though too. So I've got the cover on here, and you can see here the 3 cars are lit and they are on 1. If I go ahead and tap my little dispatch command here, you will see that. So we have 2 of the cars that dispatched. Again, this one shows 1 as the random floor. That could be fixed in the programming. So this one you can see is now going up. This one's coming down. So you can see they're all moving independently, and they are moving like an old relay logic system. I also have another one here that we can recall all the elevators. So if I just hit this one, so they're all coming down now. They're all going to return down to the first floor. So this system is pretty awesome, and it's pretty easy to, fix and work. It's all about the dispatcher here. So this system is fully working. I just have to do the last car. And I'm also going to hook up some of these lights down here to just, look cool. And other than that, it'll be then time to build the rest of this thing. 4th and final car installed. Just got to sync the program. Now that all of the lights are fully hooked up and connected, I just need to put these little covers back on, and this thing will be pretty much done. So the code I'm writing for this is actually going to be a little bit more advanced than the normal code that I write for things. We have 2 main elements for this part, and that is the keypad and then the little display. So I'm going to walk you through kind of how I would think out how I'm going to do this. The first thing I'm doing with the code is just setting up all the libraries, because I'm using libraries, which makes my life a lot easier. So I have a keypad library and a library for the little display. Then I am testing out the keypad first to make sure the keypad works. And we can look at this screen here, and we have, if I clear this input here, so empty screen, and if I start pressing buttons on the keypad, you'll see on the screen we get numbers that show up, or symbols for the corresponding presses on the keypad. This is exactly what I want. Now that the keypad is ready, I'm working on the initialization of the screen. And as you saw there, when it starts up, it's going to say Otis Autotronic controller, obviously by me. Then it's going to show the car status and if the random mode, which is R, is on or off. So obviously by default it's off, and it says car status, but there's no car status yet. I'm currently programming that up. So this is the code to update the display to all the information. And down here is the initialization code. So we're getting there, and I will hopefully will have a working dispatching system by the end of this, because I don't actually have to have the other panel hooked up for this to work. I can still simulate everything I need to with just this without actually hooking it up to the panel. So now I've updated the display, so it has the car status. The whole display is going to have the car status, if the random mode is on or off, the car number, and then the final destination of the car. And the reason why I say final destination and not the current destination is because this device, I have not wired it in a way where it knows exactly where the car is, because I'd have to have another line of data coming back from all the cars, and I figured that wasn't really necessary for the system. So the only information that this car knows is the last destination it sent this car to. So let's say this car sends car 1 to 4, 6, and 12. The display is going to say 12 because that's going to be the final destination of the car once it goes through all its calls. Alright, so we have the little keypad and screen system. I finished programming it, and it is actually currently hooked up to the panel. I've got my main power here. We can go ahead and plug it in, and everything will come to life, and it's now ready to work, and it is fully functional. So I'm not going to go into huge detail of how this works now. We'll see that in the final show off. So as an example, I can enter the call mode, and if I hit this button, you can choose a car and a floor, and you can send it there, and you'll see the screen updates. We can also hit this button to turn on the random mode, so it'll start randomly dispatching cars. I need to update the program just a little bit more. There's a few little bugs I need to work out. You can see here sometimes when I press the buttons, they're not super responsive. I want to get all of this stuff built and mounted because I'm going to be putting a plug on the end of this wire, and so I'll be able to build the entire dispatching system onto one little piece, hopefully with the power supply, and everything will be on one board, so everything's nice and compact. And then I'll install it into here, so it will sit on this bit right here in this little opening. And the controls here, in addition to the clock switch, there will be a master power switch to turn everything on and off, the screen, and the keypad. That'll be all in the front. And then on the back end, we'll have the power, the Arduino, and all that sort of thing. Obviously, this can open up for easy access.
And finally, the entire panel is complete. This was definitely the most time and energy I've ever put into a project, and the outcome I think is amazing. In the next and final video, I'll be showing you all of the features and this thing fully working. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.